24% of buyers say that they would value or appreciate or need an accessory dwelling unit, an ADU, for the next home that they buy. Let's talk a little bit about that. So first of all, what is an accessory dwelling unit? According to Fannie Mae, it is a smaller, separate living space, but it's completely separated from the main living area of that home. So really two homes on one lot, either attached to one another or detached. So accessory dwelling unit is the smaller one. It must have a living area, must have a bedroom, must have a cooking area, must have a bathroom. That defines an accessory dwelling unit. Why are they valuable? Okay, the first reason that ADUs are valuable is families can live together. So living close, but not completely living together. That's the first thing that's valuable. And of course, that can be family or unrelated people, right? If you want to just rent out an accessory dwelling unit, that's fine too. A lot of people will Airbnb an ADU. So that's a way to make a little bit of money. So another advantage is aging in place. You can have family members who may someday need help or currently need help living near you, but not with you. Third one is built-in childcare. So sometimes it's family, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's called a nanny apartment or something like that, or an au pair suite. A place where somebody who takes care of your children can live, but again, not live with you. So that's another advantage. One important thing to know, though, is that since they're on the same lot, it is very unlikely, probably impossible, for you to sell one of those units without selling the other. So you can't sell your tiny home that's in your backyard without selling also your main home. So you have to always own both of those properties, both of those dwellings. Okay, there are a number of ways to get started. Maybe the simplest way to do it that requires possibly the least work is if you have a basement or if you have part of your house that you can imagine separating from others. Split levels are great for this, by the way. All you need to do sometimes is just put a door up and put some separation between you and your dwelling and the other dwelling. You may have to add a kitchen, may have to add a bathroom, may have to add a bedroom, whatever, but if you can do those things, then there you have an accessory dwelling unit that you can let your parents live in, let an au pair live in, or a nanny, or rent out to somebody, or put it on Airbnb. Another way to do it is a little bit more complicated, is actually build a tiny house or a small house. Doesn't have to necessarily be officially a tiny house, because a tiny house, you know, if somebody's gonna live there long term, it's kind of uncomfortable. But if you're just gonna be renting it out, a tiny house is actually a very good option. If it's just an Airbnb dwelling, then a tiny house can be pretty good. But in order to do that, then you have to have permits, you have to have permission from the HOA, permission from the city. Many towns, including Durham, North Carolina, by the way, will allow an accessory dwelling unit basically on any lot, anywhere. Sometimes HOAs do not, though, so you can't just automatically build a house in Durham, an accessory dwelling unit in Durham. You still have to have permission from an HOA. But there are many builders that specialize in this very thing. If you need help finding one in the Triangle, give me a call. I know a few, some, and you'd be surprised how economical it can be. They can build a completely different structure, a completely new structure in your yard for under $200,000, sometimes under $150,000. And it's a nice 2-bedroom, 1-bath dwelling with a kitchen and everything. So, you know, kind of economical. If you rent that out, it kind of pays for itself. Not kind of pays for itself. It is very likely to pay for itself. So anyway, if you have questions about any of this, about ADUs, if you value them, if you want to get started building one out, let me know. I'm Bill Stevenson from Spotlight Realty. Talk to me or any of your Spotlight agents. Thanks.